All right, welcome everybody to episode 98 of Disney with the Ducks. Tonight you've got me, John Kral, and I'm joined tonight by Lonnie G.
Hey everybody.
And Kevin.
Hey guys.
All right, so we are sitting here tonight just after New Year. So it's about a week into the new year. It's January 7th when we're recording this. So it's a new year. We need you guys to go out and support the Ducks this year. If you haven't in 2024 written a podcast review yet, maybe we could be your first. We'll be the New Year's baby of your podcast reviews. So go on out, give us 5 stars, and write us up a nice little review, and we'll read it on a future episode. So that'll be fun, and it'll help other people find us. And then while you're at it, go over to Facebook and join our Disney with the Ducks Facebook group. So we're in the middle of marathon weekend. There's a lot of updates over in the group about, people that have been running the races and what they've been doing down at Disney. You can kind of go back and see all the fun that everyone's had and probably talk yourself into doing Dopey with all of us next year. Just like I think, Lonnie, you and Kevin and Jeff and everybody have, I think, talked to me into trying to do Dopey if I can work out some childcare stuff. So why not, right? Like, if you're going to run a marathon, you might as well just run a half, a 10K, and a 5K too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a child tent that's right where the lizards meet. So, I don't know if, just go drop off Crosby there or get a stroller. We just roll with him,
Or I could just leave him outside the corral. Somebody's going to take care of him, right? They're not going to let a 2-year-old sit there by himself.
Not a cute 2-year-old. They can be like, hey, let me pick up that baby.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody will take care of him. I'll put a little air tag in him so I can find him after the race. It'll be perfect. And then when CPS comes to my house next week, I'm blaming you 100%, Lonnie, for this. So,
it won't be the first time, I'm sure.
It won't be the last either. Well, actually, it might be the last.
CPS, like, wait, how many do you have? Yeah, we don't have room for that.
Sorry, man. Them. Yeah, you're going to have to. And they'll see them yelling at each other and stuff. They're like, nope, we're not. Time out. You keep those guys. We're going to pretend like we lost this call record and we'll just go. Okay, well, enough about my terrible parenting. Let's, we want to ask a question every week to get to know each other a little better and stuff. This week, since we're so close to the new year, we wanted to ask, what are your personal New Year's resolutions for the year? So we're coming into 2024, new year, new you. Kevin, what are you looking to improve upon in your life?
So a couple things. One of them, I just started a new job. I'm working for a city. I'm doing engineering there and looking forward to working with the team and building that group up. But as part of that job, one of the benefits of that is we get membership to the YMCA. So I started, I guess, last week was my first week. And I went and signed up for, showed my badge and got in to YMCA for free. And so now I'm a member there, and I've started joining some classes, and this last week I've started working out. So my resolution is to work out in this year and try to get in shape back to where I was whenever we were all stuck at home running every day, during COVID. So I want to get back in shape and try to improve my health that way, try to eat better. That's a pretty common goal, but I'm going to really try to stick with it so that this year I can actually train for my races. If I'm healthy enough to do Dopey, I'm going to need to get in shape. So I'm going to work. Something I've never done before is work weights into my training routine. And I've heard lots of positive things on that. And so I feel like that's going to help me a lot. So that's my outlook for the year. Just improve health and, get in better shape.
And I think something you touched on there with the weight training, strength training makes such a big difference. I really notice it when I'm not doing my strength training regularly and then I'm out trying to run. I feel it in areas that, like even in my arms and stuff from swinging your arm, you notice it because it's just adding to the overall health of your body and some extra muscle to pull from and all that kind of stuff. So that's awesome. And it's cool that you get it included with work too.
Yeah. I guess my question is, Kevin, what do you dress up as when you go to work out? Are you the policeman? You're the Indian? Since you're the village people now, what are you doing? What are you dressing as?
Construction worker, right?
That's
I just keep the hard hat on from my side inspections and go right in. They're like, hey, you're needed up here on stage.
So are you the M?
I'm
The A? The A. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got yourself a new side gig too, which is awesome with with joining the tribute band. So that's always fun. All right, Lonnie, what are some of your resolutions that you're setting for yourself for this year?
Yeah, it's funny. Kevin mentioned health. My wife and I get together and we do a vision board every year and kind of put 4 or 5 or 6 things. And health is one of the things we have on there. I'm already down to the weight I wanted to be at. So I've worked for the last year to get my weight down. So I'm don't want to lose any more weight. I've been doing that by strength training mostly, right? So I hate to run, but I found a niche in strength training that I really like. So I usually, I'm going to continue doing that. We started juicing. That's one of the things. So we got the blender rolling in here, and we got all kind of stuff in there, and also I started cold plunging, right? So I'm trying to eliminate sugar and things of that nature as well. Just the overall, as you listen to some of these things, and the effects of sugar on your body and all that. So we're trying to eliminate some of those things, and just kind of really get overall at the end of this year, just healthy, right? And then of course the main thing is to try to convince everybody to do dopey, all the ducks that is. So I mean, I got I'm going through the list, checking it twice, make sure we either we threaten to do it, peer pressure to do it, whatever we have to do, right? We're going to get people to do it. So that's my goals for the year.
So you mentioned strength training. I'm curious on that, just to help myself. What kind of strength training is it? A program, or is it just a series of things that you follow, or what's a good example of that?
All right, so it's a program, and we're not sponsored by it, but it's by Body, and it's an older program. It's called Body Beast.
Okay.
So it's literally you lifting, and you're lifting heavy. Bunch of sets. It's broken down. There's a build series and a bulk series. So you actually just follow that series, and it lays out exactly what you're supposed to do, and it works. It works. So yeah, and just started to eliminate. I still like a good carb now and then, but still kind of leaning more toward the meats and things of that nature. That got my weight to where I wanted it to be. So yeah, just a combination of a bunch of different things.
So the cold plunge, Lonnie, are you doing this at home? Did you get like a tub for outside, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I got one of the ones it's not the big tub. It's the kind you kind of hop in. It's the ice pod, and I just fill it up with the water. And right now I'm doing it. It's like 49, right? And I built up, so I'm 3 minutes a day. It's crazy. I hate it. So it takes me about 6 minutes to get my mind around jumping in this thing. But I get in there, and 3 minutes later I hop out, and I feel like, boom, I'm good.
Magic.
It is. So yeah, I'm in I only missed one day so far, and that's because I had to. But the benefits you can see, they say as little as 12 to 15 minutes a week. So I've done that. So I'm doing that.
Wow.
What kind of benefits do you see from it? Like, and have you started to see anything? Because I'm interested, because I know like James from the Lizards, and who we've met up with down at Disney during the last marathon I was at, he swore by an ice bath for his legs in the hotel after the race and stuff. So does it help with like inflammation, or what does it do for you?
Oh, it definitely helps with inflammation. The thing about it is it's balancing how you do it, right? So I do it first thing in the morning, and then I work out. A lot of people say you're not supposed to, weight lift and then do it, because it kind of takes away some of the things you're trying to do with the weightlifting. But I find doing it first thing in the morning at around 5:30 or so. That's another thing. It's getting up early for me, right? So that was one of my resolutions. So doing it at 5:30, and then starting my get out, dry off. I'm still kind of cold, and start lifting weights. Warm up and then lift weights. I find I'm more focused throughout the day. Right. I'm happier. Right. I feel I can do more. And usually I used to get tired toward the end of the day. Not anymore. I'm just kind of chucking and going along. So, hey, so far, I know this says there's a lot of things. I've struggled with my back sometimes. I don't know if it's a combination of me losing weight that my back stopped hurting, or the weightlifting. I think that has some of the combination of that. But even since I started cold plunging, because even with all that and losing all this weight, I still you get out the bed every now and then. It's like, my back is just a little until it warms up. Don't have that problem anymore. I just hop out the bed. Wow. So I think it's a combination of all. Or later down the line, you can say, Lonnie, that was the placebo effect. I don't know, but it's working for me.
If it works, it works, right?
It works.
Yeah, I'll be in denial.
Yeah, as long as you feel good, it does not matter.
I'm feeling good.
Man,
I'm feeling good.
I like the idea of doing a vision board for the year. That's a really good idea. I never even thought of that for like my personal life.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man.
That's you, John.
Okay, so I not surprisingly, I'm going to list quite a few. So my main one for this year, though, honestly, is to try to drink less alcohol. You know, after I know I don't know what's happening to me.
Where is John?
Right, someone kidnapped me, and I've been taken over by an alien. But no, I was like, I got to the point where I was having like anywhere from 1 to 3 drinks a night after my kids went to bed. And I started to notice I was tired during the day. I gained 30 pounds over the last 2 years. I mean, I've had kind of a stressful couple of years. But you know, part of that I think is just the increase in alcohol intake. So I'm trying to cut back on that. So I haven't had a drink since New Year's Eve. And honestly, like it's only been a week, but I feel amazing. Like I feel like all day I'm on like a ton of caffeine. I'm focused. My mind isn't wandering all over the place. And I'm not as I think my anxiety is a lot more in check. So that's my biggest one, I think, and one that'll kind of enable all my other ones. Another one that I really need to do this year, you know, you guys mentioned strength training. I'm gonna do more of that, but I've done a pretty good job of that the last couple of years, except I really need to adjust what the muscles I focus on. So rather than just the glamour muscles, you know, biceps, triceps, and chest, I'm gonna try and do more core work this year. So that's one of my main goals. And stretching, because I hate stretching. To me, it's like when I do it, I feel awesome, but I'm like, man, do I really want to spend 10 minutes doing that, or do I want to run another mile? And I'm like, I'll just take the other mile. So I'm starting to realize now with Lonnie, you mentioned back issues. I've had all kind of arthritis and herniated disc issues. So stretching is key for me. I really want to declutter my house. I just read this book, I forget what it was called exactly, but like decluttering through feng shui, and like how the flow of energy in your house is thrown off by clutter everywhere. So the last 2 weeks, I've thrown away probably 30 bags of just stuff for my house. Some of it just garbage, some of it just like toys and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, a lot of it honestly probably could have been donated. But if I would have taken the time to like organize it and put it on a donation site or something, it never would have got out of here, because my kids would have seen it and been like, oh, don't throw that away. Don't get rid of that. So it just got out, and I feel so much better. And one of the things I've noticed is if I'm having a really bad day, I go and just gather up a bag of stuff to donate or get rid of in one way or another. And I feel so much better. So that's one of my main goals. Like today I went through my whole kitchen, threw away a bunch of expired stuff, got rid of all these like plastic cups and everything we have so just stuff like that. And I've really noticed like a change in my energy level from that too. Yeah, it's one of those things that throughout this year, I want to have less stuff and do more experiences. So I don't want to buy junk anymore. So one of my other resolutions is I want to travel more. So I've got trips set up for next month to go to Mexico with my kids, a cruise this summer, and then going down to Springtime Surprise in April. So we're trying to do more and more of just experiencing life rather than buying junk that ends up in a landfill 2 years from now anyway.
Yeah.
And then the last one I have is waking up earlier too, because I have to start going in the office 3 days a week now. So I'm going to try to get up at 5 on those 3 days, do my workout, get the kids to school, and then try to get to work. So I used to do it and I loved it. Like you said, Lonnie, you start off the day, you're moving, you feel good. I show up to work ready to go, more focused. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, at first I was like, man, I can't believe we got to go in the office, but looking forward to seeing other humans during the day. And I think working out in the morning is going to be good. So as usual, I have 37 things for the question, but I think I have plans for all of them too, which is good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's pretty good. That sounds like a solid plan for the year. It really does.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like really excited. I feel good going into 2024. 23 was not ideal for me. So 24, it can only go uphill, right? Or not uphill. It can only go up from here. So I'm excited about that. But speaking of resolutions, we wanted to talk a little bit tonight about what our Disney New Year's resolutions are. So kind of some personal ones, and some resolutions we think the company should have going into 2024 and setting them up for the future. So Lonnie, what are you thinking, like from a personal standpoint, as it relates to Disney? What are some things you think you want to improve upon or accomplish this year?
Well, I think one of the things I want to do a little better is the quick getaway trips now, right? So usually a lot of my trips revolve around some kind of race weekend. But this year I have some plans for kind of just quick getaway 4-day trips, just hanging out, doing stuff, for festivals and all that kind of stuff. Not where I have to wake up at 2 a.m. and kind of go for a run. When I go back and look at my whole trips last year, the best time I had, of course, I loved the actual Run Disney things, but it's when I didn't have a Run Disney experience, right? We went and we did a Halloween party and things of that nature. So as I look at the schedule, a quick trip, I want to catch Candlelight Processional this year. I want to catch the Christmas party, the after hours Christmas party that is. So and maybe go sneak down for the Halloween party again. So when I look at overall what I'm going to do and approach Disney this year, it's going to be just a little bit different, and not focus more on just going down for a Run Disney experience.
Those quick trips can be really fun too. And like you said, experiencing some of the different things like the Candlelight Processional or getting down there at Halloween, and you can experience so many different things throughout the year that way, rather than taking one big, week or 10-day long trip.
Oh yeah.
So that's fun. Nice. All right, Kevin, what do you got that you're looking forward to this year from resolution?
Most looking forward to is coming up this week. I mean, going to Disneyland. I've never been, to the park that started it all, and I'm excited to do that with some of my fellow Ducks and some of our listeners, and get to meet them. And I didn't go down for the marathon weekend because I wanted to do Disneyland, and I've never even been to the state of California, so it'll be interesting to go. I'm excited. I'm just hopeful that my flights are all good. So far, so good, and spending some time out there and getting a taste for something other than Disney World. Not that I don't like it. It's just I want to get a taste for one of the other parks. So I'm excited about that and looking forward to all the different things that we have planned, and being able to run in Anaheim and have some really cool runs through the park. And I feel like I'll get a pretty good idea of the parks running through them and being there for 4 days. So really excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that area, there's so much fun stuff to do too. If you want to go to the beach or check out different areas of Southern California, there's good food, good drinks, good everything. So I think you guys are going to have a great time. I'm not jealous at all that y'all are going out there. I'll stay here and man the fort and shovel the snow.
Thank you, sir. Somebody got to hold it down, right?
Right. Yeah. So I'll get my workouts in by shoveling the 27 feet of snow we're supposed to get over the next week. But man, I have a few, but I'll say, one of the big ones for me is just to make Jody happy to watch Lady and the Tramp. Finally, I've never seen it. Over Christmas break, I got probably 3 or 4 texts from Jody like, "Hey, did you watch it yet? Did you watch Lady and the Tramp?" So I have to keep her happy. I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna text her as soon as I watch it too with my thoughts. But no, I want to catch up on some of those like classic movies that I haven't seen before, right? Like that, and I don't even know what other ones there are, but I need to go through the list and just pick some and watch them this year, and try to get my kids into it too. Right, because we're big like 90s and on Disney family, but everything from the 80s, 70s, 60s, before that, we haven't really seen a lot of. So that's one of my things this year is I really want to see kind of, like you said, Kevin, with the history of the park that kind of started everything, look back and see more of the animation history and just kind of see how things evolved,
I like that. It's good.
Yeah. Lonnie, do you have any other personal Disney resolutions?
Well, it's overall one of the things that I think we talked about from a resolution piece is maybe we've been on a bunch of cruises, but haven't did the maritime cruises or the very maritime cruise. So we're actually in the process of trying to maybe planning that out as well. So that may be something that we just trying to find a time to do it. But our hope is to be gone right before Christmas or even over Christmas. Because we never been, usually we're back in New Orleans visiting family for Christmas, but now we're like, we just want to be gone and just let everybody take care of everything. And we're just kind of hanging out and doing that. So we're in the process of trying that. So that's one of my goals as well, is to actually plan that out for this year.
Ooh. See,
That'd be fun.
yeah, we spent Christmas one year at Disney World, and that was awesome. But a cruise would be like a whole other level, I
Oh
think.
man.
That'd be so fun. Man.
Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, we love the Halloween on the high seas. That was a really cool cruise. So now we just want to try to experience the other side, right? So, go eat at some great restaurants and don't have to clean up after.
That's the goal. That's always
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Although I feel bad when I go to restaurants, I usually end up doing at least some cleanup anyway, because at least one of my kids will just throw things everywhere, right? And you're like, I can't make the server clean this up.
Now, when they throw it, do they look at you and say, "Pick that up"?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Chelsea's on this kick where she calls me her butler and tells me I have to do things for her. So if she drops something, she's like, "Butler, grab my spoon." I'm like, no. I don't get paid enough to be a butler.
I don't know, but I think that's hilarious. I'm
is.
sorry, but that is hilarious, though.
Especially when you have a 5-year-old sassy ginger telling you to do it. Kevin, you got any other ones?
Well, kind of piggybacking on Lonnie's first one, I want to go down there. I did the Halloween party last year. I really would like, because we're scheduled to be in Florida for Christmas, so we swap holidays. So this year we'll be down there, probably in Orlando, and so I'd like to at least get a day or so and go down and do the very Merry Christmas party. I think that would be interesting to see and just compare with the Halloween party and that kind of thing. We've been there on Christmas Day, which was crazy. It's super crowded, and like a lot of people have seen the last couple of weeks, it's been more crowded down there than before the coronavirus. So but I'm sure it'll be pretty crowded, but if I can pick a time right before or something and do that party, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And there is something, even though Christmas Day is absolutely insane at Magic Kingdom, it is pretty awesome. Like we went right when it opens. Cool. So, I mean, we were there for an hour before it opened just to be in line, and it was really cool walking in that day. It's something it's pretty special. It's like a commercial,
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So another one of mine is going down for Springtime Surprise. I've done the Marathon weekend. I've done Princess weekend, and I still haven't done Springtime or whatever their spring races are. I was signed up for Star Wars the year of COVID, and it got canceled. But then, the other one I need to do is I have to figure out how to get down there for Wine and Dine to do that race as well. But so this will check another one off of that list. So I'm excited about that. It'll be a trip with no kids, which I'm really excited about. So I'm really looking forward to it. And just, it's a 10-mile race. So it's not, it doesn't take all your energy. It's like that perfect distance where it's a good challenge, but still going to be okay with going out to the parks and experiencing everything afterwards. So I'm pretty pumped about that one. And I mean, just along the lines of running, I'm hoping to train for Dopey this year and run it in 25. So trying to get, we talked earlier about some of our personal goals, just trying to get my health in order and everything where my body's not going to break down like it has the last year or so when I've tried to increase my mileage. So that's my main goals for this year from a Disney standpoint is a lot of running related. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, like I said earlier, just sitting around watching movies. So got the two extremes. Got to balance, right?
You got to rest your legs. Yeah. So when is Springtime Surprise? Is it in April?
Yeah, it's in April.
So that'll be a good kind of kickoff to your training too.
Yeah, because then I'll have that good base, and then I'm thinking about even hiring like at least an online running coach for Dopey. So there's a lady, an author that I really like, Run to the Finish, Amanda Brooks. I loved her book, and she does like offers online coaching. So I'm gonna check that out. I think, and I mean it's not cheap, but I think if it works out right, I won't get injured and I'll be able to actually run the race. So, I think it'll be worth it talking to some friends who have used running coaches in the past. So,
I've done that before and it was really helpful.
Oh, it was? Okay.
It was not one of the big names or anything. It was just somebody that I found that, kind of, you can get as in depth as you want. You can do it for speed, that kind of thing, or just to be able to feel good when you finish. And they kind of give you a game plan and training plan, and you follow that. And give them updates along the way, and they give you, some. It's better than just doing it all on your own. I mean, to have somebody like a coach just like kind of spotting you a little bit.
Well, and that's what happened last time when I ran the marathon with all you guys. I mean, that was my issue, right? Is I got injured because I didn't really know what I was doing. I put in way too many miles over the summer, and it led to injury. So this year I want to be smart about it. And like you said, Kevin, I mean, my goal, just finish and feel good. I have no care in the world about pace or anything else, right? Just beat the balloon ladies. So that's all I want to do.
Yeah. I mean, you don't do a Disney, well, some people may, and not saying they're wrong, but you don't do a Disney race for a time, right? You just don't. I mean, you can, if you want to do it for time, you can pay a lot less, and run somewhere else, right? So when you do Disney, you want to finish with a margarita, you want to stop, you want to ride rides, you want to talk to friends. I mean, to me, that's just the way to do it. Not like I said, that's just my way. A lot of people say I want to crush through it and done. And for those people, I respect them. But for me,
no, it's all about the fun and the experience and just being with the lizards and seeing you guys and everything else. I mean, that's what it is to me. I mean, like you said, Lonnie, I can go run the Detroit Marathon for a billionth of the cost, 0.2%. And
so John, if I'm hearing what you're saying, can I get your commitment to sign up for Dopey 2025? I'm coming with the hard close. What do I have to do to earn your business today for you to drive off the lot with this Dopey registration?
All right. So if you can guarantee me childcare and injury-free training. Those are the two things I need. Other than that, I think I'm in.
Okay.
I think
I'll go talk to my manager. I'm gonna write a number down and go talk to my manager.
See if they can call and give me a better rate or something.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'm in. My main concern is figuring out, what to do with my kids, because that's a long time to be away, like Wednesday to Monday, basically. I mean, I guess worst case, I fly home after the race Sunday, but I don't want to do that. I want to relax and get pictures and, all that kind of stuff. So I got to figure that part out, how I can swing this with the kids, but hopefully they can stay with like their grandma or one of my close friends or something like that. And just, they'll have enough notice that it's not going to be like, oh, hey guys, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll see you. See you next week.
Like, hey, what are you guys doing next year? Say around this time.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think nothing. Good.
Perfect. I'm gonna drop the kids off at 6. My flight's at 7, and I'll see you guys a week later.
There you go.
So yeah, no, Alani, I'm mentally, I think I'm pretty committed to it at this point. I was going back and forth because of the wake ups and stuff, but thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I can nap after the races, and I can power through not sleeping for a couple of days for the experience.
We'll help you wake up.
Yeah. Just don't share popcorn with people. No. You'll be good to go.
No, I'm gonna wear a gas mask with like pure oxygen or something the whole time I'm not in the race, just so I can stay safe.
Like the key is, you do wake up early, but making sure you have time to go back and relax at the room is a big thing too, because I mean, if you don't do that, then you're going to run yourself ragged that many days in a row.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like I would love to talk my older daughter into doing at least a couple of the races with me, whether it's the 5K, the 10K, or the half, and really any one of them, right? I don't think she wants to do a half, but I think I could probably get her to do the 5K or 10K. So, bringing one kid isn't bad, but bringing 5 would be rough. So, keep the little ones at home and then just bring the older one and make it like a nice bonding experience or something.
That'd be awesome.
So, yeah.
We'll get her a duck shirt.
There we go. Yep. All right. Any other personal Disney goals from you guys for this year? Resolutions? No? Okay. So what about Disney, the Walt Disney Company? What types of resolutions do you think they should have? Kevin, what's one you think they should have for 2024?
So mine is, we're Star Wars related. And so they've got a big long line of things that are announced. I'm just hoping that they're able to follow through with that. I know with the strike, that kind of messed up some of the things like Andor season 2, that one got delayed. They hadn't started, production yet. So that one's probably going to be 2025. But, the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew are both slated to come this year. I hope that they follow through with that. Really excited about that. The Acolyte is the kind of the dark side story between, right before. It's before the prequel trilogy, so it's right before Phantom Menace.
Okay, so is it like how Palpatine kind of like his backstory?
We don't really know. I just know it's going to have kind of how they talk about how the Jedi rose to their power before, and then this is kind of the dark side of the galaxy, kind of the different Sith kind of working and building up the ranks and that kind of thing, and it's going to be pretty interesting. And then Skeleton Crew is set in the Mandoverse with Mandalorian and all. It's supposed to be kind of like an Amblin style movie, like E.T., that kind of thing, with like kids coming of age kind of thing. It's going to be really cool. Jude Law is leading that one up. And then there's some good books coming out. There's one with Mace Windu that I'm excited about. It's called Glass Shattered, I think, which is kind of ironic because after he got thrown out the window,
I thought the title would be like, "I got no hands."
This is prior to the movie there, but after Qui-Gon's death. So, but then there's another game coming out, Outlaws, which is really cool. I'm excited about that. So
is that like along the lines of Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor?
So, but it takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi in the height of the Empire. So whenever bounty hunters were running amok and they were just kind of controlling everything that the Empire couldn't touch, and then working together with them. So it's going to be an open world kind of thing. You play as a bounty hunter, I believe, and travel around, and it's supposed to be really cool. But I really hope that they follow through with that. I think they've decided to kind of cut back on some content from the different divisions of Marvel and Star Wars, but these things are things that I saw previews of at Celebration that I've been waiting a long time to see them come to life, and I'm really excited. That, as well as Bad Batch, is the other one that's coming out. So lots of things announced, but not sure that they'll all happen this year. I just hope that's what they follow through with and put out there, because you can never have too much Star Wars content, at least from me.
Yeah, no, and that sounds like some really cool storylines too, especially like people like me who are, I'd say, like a surface level Star Wars fan, getting to see some of the deeper level stories put kind of in an easier to digest format. I really like that.
Yeah. Hopefully they answer some of the big questions, right? Like why there are only two Sith. There's always two. You can't have more than that. Or how about this? Put a spin on it. We always say Jedi were the good guys, but if you think about it, what if Jedi's didn't start off as the good guys, and hence the breakup in Sith and them and all that kind of stuff? Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe they decided to see other people. I don't know, but I would like to see this acting like maybe pretty. They can do some great things with it.
It may change your perspective. I mean, there's been some really good movies such as Venom and things like that, where they've taken the side of what we normally call the bad guy and kind of show it from their perspective, and it may not be, they may not be as bad as what you think, or it's just a difference of opinion. So
that's a really good point too. Like, I mean, even like if you've seen the Maleficent movies, those same way, they show Maleficent as like a real person, and whatever she is, but and you kind of understand her a little bit more, and she's not a terrible person.
Sometimes misunderstood.
I mean, everybody loves to hate the villain, but it makes it where you enjoy them even more whenever you get to see their backstory. I mean, that's exactly what Star Wars did. You had Darth Vader up until, Return of the Jedi. He was the biggest bad of them all. And, then it shows his backstory, and you appreciate where he came from and see kind of how he fell, and that he's just another human,
Yeah. Or like outside of Star Wars, Thanos just trying to save the universe. And those evil Avengers trying to stop him.
He just wanted to plant his garden. That's it. He just wanted to go and retire and plant those big fruits. That's it.
And make sure that the universe can live on and doesn't get overpopulated. That's all he was trying to do. I mean,
population control is important.
Right. All right.
He just took spade and neutering to a new level.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. You got to package it right?
Yes.
Like going around just wiping out whole civilizations. That's not the best marketing strategy for someone who's trying to save everyone. Right. All All right, Lonnie, what do you got for some Disney company resolutions?
Well, I'm going to take it a little different. I had some things on here for Disney Plus. I think that's still some great content to Kevin's point. So I'm gonna deviate from that, and I'm gonna talk about me looking forward to D23 this year with the new announcements. I think what Disney has to do, they have to come up with a new land, right? I don't want blue sky concepts. I want actual. This is what we did. This is we're gonna start tilling the soil. In 35 years, this land is going to open. Give me some hard dates and stuff like that. Exactly. I don't, and we need something, right? I mean, you look at down I-4, the park that shouldn't be, mentioned or cannot be mentioned. I mean, they have a whole land opening up, right? Disney's still a king, but hey, we got some stuff that there's so much intellectual property, and they're doing some things here and there. But I'm interested. Bob Iger talked about the influx of monies into the parks and what they want to do. So I want to see at D23 this year how they're going to pull that through.
Lonnie, that's an awesome point, and I had something very similar to that. I was thinking along those lines, but I want to see a fifth gate. Because Universal's got that new park coming to somewhere in Texas, and like you said, they've got a new land coming to Orlando. Disney needs something big, and I would just love to see an announcement, like you said, though, not just, okay, we're going to do a fifth gate, but okay, we're having a fifth gate. It's this theme, and it's going to open in 2030 or whatever year it is. Right. But yeah, that was one of the big ones for me too, was around D23 and huge announcements.
Yeah. And they may want to get that same construction crew that seems to be rocking and rolling down I-4. I mean, if you think about from the introduction to where they are now, it's amazing how fast it is. I mean, I don't know. Disney still would have been trying to build something, Tron, in that time that they're building a whole new park, right? So yeah, let's get some boots on the ground and make some stuff happen.
Get some good contractors and designers that can do a design build, kind of go as they're planning as they go.
Yeah. And look, and put a show on Disney Plus, about them building the whole thing. I'd like to see that as well.
Love that. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it is so fun. Like when you see the one, what they have, the one about Animal Kingdom and stuff that shows how they cleared the land and how they planned everything. It's really cool. And I think people love that kind of stuff. And then it makes you want to go there more too, which
appreciate it.
Yeah. So, all right. Kevin, do you have any other ones that you want to talk about?
That I can think of right now.
Okay.
That's pretty much it for me.
All right, Lonnie, you got anything else?
Well, I think we talked about this before as well. Some of the attractions that are already under construction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Let's help it. I want to see how that is. I'm really looking forward to that. See how that looks. So we got that going on for us. And then, if you want to talk about Disney overall, I'm interested to see the completion and the return of Run Disney Races. Hopefully, announcement to Disneyland Paris, because they went through that land. They did the Marvel Hotel, which looks really good. They've added some more things to the land there. So hopefully, as it's starting to finish up over there, we get to see some of the Run Disney Races, like I say, returning there. Right? It's a great park to run in. So I want it back.
And you've done the race over there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be amazing. And it would give me an excuse to take my kids to Paris finally. So
oh man, it's an awesome trip. It's an awesome park. So yeah.
Sweet. One of the things I think, parks related, I think they need to bring Oswald into the Walt Disney World parks more. Have some meet and greets or something. Have more Oswald, because I love Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. I think he's fun. And it's cool too, because we were talking a little bit earlier about the beginnings of the company. He was kind of predating Mickey Mouse and then got taken by, was it Universal or Columbia or whoever it was. So seeing a little bit more of that now that they own the IP to that again, that would be really cool to me. And I know like my kids love it too. Like they have the plushies and everything, and it would be fun to meet them and just, I don't know, see them walking around the parks a little bit. But the one other thing, like the more serious one, is I think they really need to put a lot of thought into who the next CEO is going to be. Bob Iger's getting up there in age. He's looking to retire for good in the next, 2 years. So, find somebody who's really going to keep the company going on the right path. We saw what happened before. and it just didn't go well, right? So now, somebody is back in there who appreciates the cast members and all that kind of stuff. Do they have somebody in the company like a Josh Damaro or somebody that they're looking to further develop and move up into that role? But obviously it's got to be somebody who can handle the park side and the content development side and everything else, because it's a huge media company in addition to being a theme park company, right? So that's one of the things that I want to see is what's really their plan for the future, because they're not going to have this leadership team for that much longer.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. So any other ones for the Disney company resolutions that you think the company needs to make? No. All right. Upcoming trips. We talked a little bit about it in our personal stuff, some trips we have coming up running related, and Lonnie, some things you want to do. But do you guys have anything on the books now to go to Disney this year? Lonnie, what do you got coming up?
Well, to Kevin's point, we fly west this week, right? So we have the Disneyland Double Dare coming up this week. Really excited to go down there for that. I'm also already registered for the Springtime Surprise in April, so I'll be hanging out with John if he doesn't ditch me there. My daughter ran her first Wine and Dine. She loved it. She wants to run that again, but she's also looking toward going to Disneyland for the Halloween races September. So I'm gonna let her choose which one she wants to do, and I'm gonna run that one with her. So stay tuned for that one, but definitely going to do that. I already mentioned our maritime cruise that we're going to take. So we're going to probably finalize that this year. And of course, even though it's next year, first week of next year, January 8th to the 12th is actually marathon weekend in 2025, but the registration for it is in April. So I'm going to count that as this year as well. And then to the point of just some weekend trips, popping down there, seeing what we can do and hanging out. That's the goal.
Sweet. Sounds like a lot of fun stuff coming up for you, especially races with your daughter. It looks like you guys had so much fun on the last one. I'm excited to see how that goes for you.
Yeah. Now she says she wants to run Dopey, but I said, whoa, let me get you a couple of races under your belt first. Just slow down, baby. Slow down.
No, just jump right in, man. If you're gonna go for it, just go for it.
Yeah. Well, usually I get everybody else to try, but with her, you always protect them. So
yeah.
But but if she wants to fly the nest and go straight to Dopey, who am I?
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, Kevin. What else? So you talked about Disneyland earlier, and Lonnie mentioned it too. What else you got coming up?
So I'm hoping to be able to go down for a day or two, at least in December. But for that, I'm looking to maybe pick up a coast to coast, depending on if I can swing it to do the trip for Wine and Dine. That's my plan. See if I can't do that, just to get the coast to coast. But if not, then maybe another trip here or there, weekend trip or something like that. And of course, Dopey. So that's a big one. But yeah, no, not a whole lot. Probably do some other traveling a little bit because I haven't really done much of that lately. So,
like non-Disney travel? That's
possibly.
A thing? People do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? I never heard of this. Inconceivable.
No.
Here's what I really want to do. I want to find another, because I'm not going to be able to swing going to Japan in 2025 for Star Wars. I'd like to find another comic convention in the States that I can go visit this year. That's kind of what I'm thinking of, that extra travel. So it is sort of Disney, but not on the Disney property, I guess. But because I really enjoyed that with my son last year, I'd like to do that again. And maybe Dallas, they have a fan con or whatever it is. They just had one fan expo. I think it was in New Orleans. I've seen a lot of posts on that this weekend. I think they had a lot of fun there. So I'd like to do something like that again. The cons are pretty fun. So
they do look like they're a lot of fun.
I wasn't able to get into Comic-Con, so I'll have to try again next year for that.
Yeah, we tried to. It didn't work.
Yeah.
But that's we're kind of on that boat too. Like we've been trying to do some non-Disney travel. I mentioned earlier we're going on our first cruise in July, but I might try, depending on if we fly down or if we drive down, if we can finagle a couple extra days with my work schedule and everything, maybe go to spend a couple days at the parks either before or after the cruise. It's not a Disney cruise, unfortunately, but depending on how this one goes, I definitely would. If we enjoy cruising in general, I would love to do a Disney cruise, but that's going to take some planning and a little bit of budgeting because there's a lot of crawls and getting them all on a boat.
The whole wing.
Yeah, I'm going to need a whole floor.
Yeah.
The fifth floor is for the crawl. So that's our thing. But no, coming up Disney wise, I mentioned earlier springtime surprise. So that'll be fun. I'm really excited about that. I still have to get my flights, but I think we're gonna fly in early on Friday and as late as possible home on Monday. So we get all day Friday and all day Monday to hang out and go to the parks and experience restaurants and everything else. So that'll be a really fun experience for us. And no kids, which will be amazing, though I'll feel a lot of guilt, I'm sure too. But yeah, I mean, that's my thing. I don't think, later in the year, I would love to go down around Christmas time, but with trying to do Dopey, it's just going to be, I think that's going to be a little bit too much for everybody. So got to get signed up for Dopey in April. So I'm going to be ready and possibly reaching out to some charities just to avoid the stress of registering and help the world, obviously, too, or help some good foundations and that kind of thing. But it'll be worth it to avoid the healthcare bills from the stress on my heart from trying to get signed up for that, I think.
Sometimes that's the exciting part, right? It's the thrill of the victory and the agony of defeat.
Yeah, no, I know, but I don't know if I could handle the agony of defeat. It's taking a lot to get myself hyped up to do this. So to not go through it and not get in, I think my heart would just break. But no, that's stuff I got coming up. Is there anything else like Disney related that you guys are really excited about for 24? I know, Kevin, you mentioned a lot of Star Wars stuff that's in the hopper right now for Disney. Anything else coming out that you're really pumped about?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. And Lonnie, you mentioned one of mine earlier, the Splash Mountain retheme to Tiana's Bayou. I know we talked about it last episode, but it's one of my kids and my favorite movies, and I'm so pumped to see, see what it's like. Yeah,
it's coming along really fast too, from what I've seen people post online. And when I was down there in November, they were moving along pretty quick. I think they're
awesome.
It's probably on track of being finished on time, I would think.
That's amazing. I'm so excited. And so, Lonnie, what else you got that's coming to Disney this year that you're pumped about?
One of the things, and I didn't realize they had this, so pumped out at Disneyland. Did you know they had Star Wars Nights there? And there's a whole Star Wars production that goes on throughout April. And one of those quick trips, I was just kind of, I think I sent a text message out to Kevin and to Gene, because I know they love Star Wars, but I was like, man, I didn't even know this took place. So the background that is, I'm just going to try to keep my eyes more on the other Disney parks, not just Disney World, because this is something that's apparently it's been done before, and it's kind of like something they do a lot. And I know the last Star Wars night they had in Florida, I really enjoyed it. I actually went to the last one. And I was like, man, they should bring it back. They never did. Well, it's at Disneyland, right? So maybe one of those quick trips is a jaunt over there to Disneyland to kind of catch Star Wars weekends there.
Yeah. That would be awesome. I would love to do that. I forgot about that. I saw where that was something you mentioned that was coming up, and I'm like, man, that would be so cool to go see and do. And I've never been to one of those, and I've heard lots of really good things about it. So.
Yeah, I know the last one at Disney World was just great, right? And they took the Tower of Terror and they had projections on it, and it was out right before Solo came out. So you remember the train scene for Solo? They had the train scene playing on the Tower of Terror, so the train was going around the Tower of Terror, cool. And they had the of course the great show. My hope is for 2024 that the Disney light show comes back at Hollywood Studios. That's one of my hopes as well. So because I really enjoyed those fireworks, right? So hopefully that comes out as well.
I did too. We went once and it was amazing. The fireworks show, the Star Wars one, was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, it was so cool. All right, so that kind of takes us into our favorite segment, and probably all of our fans' favorite segment, Quacking Up with the Ducks. So, Lonnie, can you try to make our all of our numerous fans quack up?
I'm sure I can't, but I do have a question for you guys. Why do melons get married?
I don't know why.
Because they can't elope.
Wow.
I know it's bad.
No, it's amazing, Lonnie. I laughed, so I mean, I think I'm going to use that on my kids.
Hey, feel free, take it, make it your own.
Kevin, what do you got for us tonight?
So did you hear about the guy that shoplifted a calendar on New Year's Eve?
No.
When he got arrested, he got 12 months. That's really bad. I struggled to find something New Year's related. It was bad.
Well, we're wrapping up the regular season of the NFL today, and so that got me thinking about football jokes. And so my joke is, what did the receiver say to the football? Catch you later. Oh man. And I don't know if all of our viewers on YouTube will notice that I'm wearing a lot of Michigan gear tonight. National championship coming up less than 24 hours from now. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So hopefully Jeff does not cut this out, but go blue. And I have one more question for you guys. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. Jim Harbaugh. No.
Okay. I didn't. I'm sorry.
I don't know what that is.
You guys don't know the Jim Harbaugh who's got it better than us? My good Lord. Well,
Go Tigers.
But no. I don't think they're playing tomorrow, man.
They're not. They're not.
They are not. But they did just I did see, this is completely unrelated to anything, but one of the local quarterbacks here from Belleville, top-rated quarterback in the country, committed to LSU over Michigan this weekend verbally.
He chose correctly.
I mean, if he wants to lose but have warmer weather, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Harbaugh won't be there next year. But I mean, that'll be just, everybody say he's going to the pros, so we'll see.
As long as he gets us a national championship tomorrow night, he can do whatever he wants.
Oh man, look at you, man! Just just use him, and then go. We don't care. We don't need you anymore.
We've got two amazing coordinators. Put Sharon Moore back at head coach like he was for a couple games. Bam. We're getting way off topic.
Look like you already got it all planned out, man.
I do.
Post Harbaugh time.
I should really just I can replace Ward Manuel and I can become the athletic director at University of Michigan. So you guys, I mean, I'm not looking for a job, but feel free to reach out, give me a call. Santa Ono, if you're listening, feel free to reach out to me through our Disney with the Ducks Facebook group. Because they should be joining that. Coach Harbaugh, you're welcome to join the group. Come on the show, talk about Disney with us. But yeah, just make sure everybody, if you're still listening after all of that, go out and give us a review based on the first 50 or so minutes of the show, and give us 5 stars, and we'd really appreciate it. And then come over, make sure you join our Facebook group, Disney with the Ducks, and have some good discussion and kind of tell us what you think about 2024 coming up. Are there things that we missed that you're excited about, or you want to talk about your trips that are coming up and see if anybody else in the community is going to be there? Maybe we can even have some some meetups or something like that in the parks. So come over to the group and let's start some good discussions over there. So with all that, Kwaharini and go blue.
Peace out, everybody.
See y'all later.